Hi guys, and welcome to something very different. Very, very different indeed. As you know, it's become somewhat of a meme for me, nigh on an obsession of having overly tall players, perhaps unnecessarily so, in my saves. Centre back, 6'3" or under, you're dead to me. So that got me thinking, who are the tallest players in Football Manager this year? But moreover than that, if I was to make a team, a proper first 11, with an actual formation, with the tallest player in the game in each and every position, who would they be? So we're going to try and find out, because why the hell not? If you do enjoy this video, drop a like on it. That'd be lovely. And also we stream over on Twitch as well, where I, generally speaking, buy incredibly tall players. So yeah, link in the description to that. Come join us and have fun. But without any further ado, let's jump right in there and find the tallest starting 11 in Football Manager. So when it came to choosing a formation for this team, I went with probably the most generic thing you could think of, 4-2-3-1. Now obviously that means there's a few positions that have been excluded from that, but don't worry, I'll find the tallest players for those and include them in the honourable mentions at the end of the video. So first up on the chopping block, it's Kyle Hudson, if you can reach him. Now, he is 6'9", a striker that is 6'9". Now bear in mind, there are actually 6 strikers currently in the game database that I can see that are 6'9" or higher. Higher? Taller. However, he's 206 centimeters and the other guys are 205 centimeters. So he's 6'9" plus. Don't really know what that means. Point is, he's won it by a centimetre, and that's the main factor. 20 jumping reach, obviously. Plays for Solihull Moors. Actually, you know, he's a professional, well, yeah, professional footballer. So not all of them will be in this list for sure, but he sure as hell is. 6'9". That is a towering man. Striker, target man, obviously. Despite that, 13 heading, still not too bad. And amazingly, 12 pace. For someone that's like that tall to be that fast is actually quite ridiculous. But there you go. 6'9" Kyle Hudson will lead the line for the Tall Boys United. To play just in behind our towering striker, we have this man, Wesley Goins. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that name wrong. A 37-year-old Belgian attacking mid. Now you may notice we've had to drop that height right back down to actually find any players that suit this role. And once again, he's won it by a centimetre. He's 1 centimetre off being exactly 2 metres tall. But still, 6'6" for an attacking midfielder is pretty damn tall. My guess is that he probably had to drop slightly deeper as he progressed his career. When he lost a yard or two off pace, he probably gained a yard or two of height, but nevertheless, Wesley Goins at 6'6" is the tallest attacking midfielder you can get your hands on. And once again, also a professional footballer. It's not going to stay like this. As playing off that right-hand side, we have an incredible 6'8" Joel Coote, an Australian, another 34-year-old. It's like they just keep on growing when they get older. Now, I guess you could make the argument that perhaps he plays further back, but the game considers him to be able to play right wing, and that is what I have considered him to be. 6'8" he is, which is kind of crazy. I don't think we're likely to find someone of that kind of height on the left-hand side, so it's actually crazy that this guy exists at all. In fact, I think if you knock it back 2 more inches, no one else even appears. So he is very much head and shoulders above the rest. But sadly not a professional footballer, currently playing for Nambo Yandina FC. But he's made a few goals in his career, to be fair to him. Over on the left-hand side, we've got Danilo Sofranat. Now, there are a few players that play on the left-hand side, in fact, 30 of them, that are considered to be 6'6". A couple of them tied for the height as well, but this guy was the most sort of professional of the bunch, so we went with him anyway. Only 16 jumping reach, amazingly, for a 6'6" winger. He does lack a little bit of pace, be fair to say, but nevertheless, on £130 a week, playing for Sudjeska Niksic over in, I believe, Montenegro, man is nevertheless a professional footballer. So we've got a 6'9" striker, a 6'8" right winger, 6'6" in the middle, and then a 6'6" on the left-hand side. So keeping up things relatively well. Particularly, you should imagine that they're only going to get taller as we move further back. Now, for the beginning of our midfield pairing, it's a basic shoe-in here for my man Ryan Antt, a Seychellois central midfielder who currently plays for Coote d'Or. I literally have no clue what league that's in. Well, would you believe it? It's the Seychellois Premier Division. And amazingly, actually has 3 caps for his national team. 6'9". Sadly not, nor has he ever been a professional footballer though. We're going to have to drop back a couple of inches just to find him a midfield partner. Alongside him is going to be Akeem Thomas, an Antiguan and Barbudan that currently plays for Parham FC. I really don't know where that is. 6'8" though. Now, I guess you could say he plays slightly deeper, but as far as I can tell, the game considers him to be natural in the central midfield role, and at 30 years old, he is an inch shorter, but still, you'd expect your midfield to be winning some decent headers with these guys, and, more importantly, 51 caps for his country, and 2 goals as well. I imagine they were both headers. And even more importantly, he's a professional footballer, unlike a couple of other players that share a similar or identical height to my man Akeem here. £150 a week he's on, contracted to Parham FC, who play in Antigua. Though he has played in Trinidad, and more importantly, actually, in the USA, playing for Antigua Barracuda. I wonder where they were based. And now we move to left back, another Eastern European player, this time Zarko Markovic, whopping 6'8". He weighs in at, I guess, he measures in at, and again, a professional, £450 a week, plays for Radnitsky in the Serbian Premier Division. So this guy is no mug, but he's had a pretty respectable career, 221 appearances, no international caps for Serbia. I would be terrifying. You think Mitrovic is scary? This guy would be looming, I guess. He would loom. But nevertheless, he will slot in at left back. I get the feeling he could probably do a job in the centre as well, but something tells me there might be someone slightly taller than him for that role. To complete the wide areas of this tactic, we have Seko Fino, a Fijian, 23 years old, 6'8". He's only 23. He could be 8 foot by the time he reaches 24 probably at this rate, with the way players grow on FM, it seems. Also a professional player, £160 a week at Lautoka, who play in the Fijian League. Incredible. The fact that he is actually a fully professional player playing in Fiji. Maybe he'll one day be good enough for an international cap. I don't know how he only has 9 jumping reach. I'm fairly certain I have higher jumping reach than that. That one actually is the most shocking of the things I've discovered during this video so far. 9 jumping reach for someone who's 6'8". And now on to the 3 remaining positions in our lineup, who will no doubt have the tallest players possible in FM. I will be amazed, though, if anyone is actually above 6'9". We'll see. As it turns out, there is a lad who is 6'9". In fact, there is 2 of them, which is perfect. They will form our centre-back partnership. It's Ryan Wood, currently without a club, amazingly. So if you are in the lookout for a giraffe, then here's your man. 22 years old, was at Swindon, then he was, I believe, there at Swindon Supermarine, made nearly 50 appearances for them, and yeah, tackling not his strong point, heading pretty good, jumping reach at least better than his Fijian teammate there. Alongside him, you could actually sign both of these lads on a free transfer. That is one way of improving your average height of your team very, very quickly. We have Jonier Alamia, a Colombian centre-back. Again, he doesn't even look that bad. Like, he's a legitimately pretty decent player. Decent heading, decent marking, very decent heading, actually. He's quite an all-round player. Played for Bogota for, 14 games, and he's still only 21. This guy could genuinely do a job for some teams, I have to say. Maybe we've just found ourselves a hidden gem. Probably unlikely to get a Colombia cap anytime soon, but to be fair, a pair of 6'9" centre-backs is pretty damn good. So 2 6'8" full-backs and 2 6'9" centre-backs. That's definitely what you want. Can we maybe go for a 6'10" goalkeeper, just so he can lay across the goal and block anything along the ground? Let's find out. Okay, well, apparently I needn't have worried, because there's this guy, Simon Bloch Jørgensen, a Danish goalkeeper playing for Waltham Abbey, who is 6'11". Towering goalkeeper, the most apt media description I've seen so far in this video. 20 jumping reach, 20 aerial reach. I imagine he could stand in the middle of the goal and yet touch both posts at the same time. And he's had a pretty long career, started off at Copenhagen, went to B93. I mean, he's been all over the place here. Eventually coming over to England for Accrington Stanley, although he didn't play. Whitehawk, Hornchurch, Grieve, Dulwich Hamlet as well. Hasn't made a grand total of that many appearances, but still, it's incredible to see that kind of height in a professional footballer. To give you an idea, the next nearest player is another goalkeeper who is 6'10", and then after that, it's back down to 6'9". That is an extraordinary height to be a professional sportsman, unless you're a basketball player. Maybe there was a missed opportunity there. And now to some honourable mentions in the positions that we may well have missed out. So basically just wing-backs and defensive midfielders. DMs, though, they could be tall boys. Incredibly, a 6'8" natural wing-back does actually exist. His name is Thomas Slotter, a Norwegian who plays for Greipstad. 18 jumping reach. Fair enough. Aerial, yeah, that makes a lot of sense there. Attacking fullback as well. This guy will get forward. He will not cross the ball to you. Or he will. You just won't get it. I wonder if we'll be able to find one on the right-hand side. Sadly, no. The answer is a resounding no. The tallest player on the right-hand side, I just went through who was professional, as there were a few 6'6" right wing-back options. Now, this is Bubakar Salamanta, plays for AS Biton, who I believe... They could be an African club, they could be a French side. Let's have a little look. No, they are Malayan, it would seem. So there you go. Could play in defensive midfield as well. Well, I mean, he's not awful. Good tackling. Incredible, only 14 jumping reach, I suppose. Balanced, that kind of makes sense. But there you go. 6'6" on the right-hand side. I imagine he would also be in the running for tallest defensive midfielder as our final honourable mention, but something tells me there might well just be someone who's a tiny bit taller than him. Let's find out. Turns out I needn't have worried, as we have Quentin depray, a I mean, yes, he has 19 heading, and deservedly so. He's a defensive midfielder who isn't even that bad in those key areas. He's got great jumping reach, obviously. Marking and tackling are okay, but great heading as well. Not only has he got that height, but he's accurate with his heading. Coming in at 6'9". And he is a professional. That's not a part-time contract, as far as I can tell. That is a full-time deal. That is not a full-time deal. That is a part-time contract. Never mind. Disregard. Nevertheless, what a very, very tall man. So, there we have it. Those are the tallest players currently on Football Manager. Now, I don't know if you could have regens potentially that could generate to be even taller. Maybe so. If you have, do let me know in the comments, or hop over to one of the streams and let me know all about them. If you want to see me do one of the shortest players, do let me know as well. Let's face it, I may just do it anyway out of pure curiosity. So if you have enjoyed this random tangent of a video, please do drop a like on it. That'd be sensational. If you are new to this type of content and you want to see more of it, hey, hit that subscribe button. Also, head over to the streams as well. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Hold your gun. Capybara. Bye-bye.